Hey, I'm Kay, just a girl making ridiculously crazy builds in The Sims. Come check them out.
Welcome back to another video. This is on Von Wildenburg Estate. Well, it's on the lot. I built the guitar house that's in Alabama. You might want to Google that for reference images. It's pretty cool looking. Anyway, we are in Wildenburg and the giant 64 by 64 lot is fully maxed out with this ginormous house. I could not do the guitar shaped driveway, so let's just take a look at what I could do. Well, looky here, The Sims is already giving me an issue. If you just saw that, we're gonna swing back and let's go back there. I fixed it. So I made trellises. Trellis, is that what that's called? Pergola? I don't know. And it was glitching. So I had to redo this whole sort of back area there so I could continue this video. This build took hours. Like, I spent way too much time on this. Because I don't know, I promised crazy builds. I guess that's why. I also built the house before I decided to put it up on an elevated terrain. So I had to do the basement level in such a way where I couldn't do the grade right out to the basement. I couldn't do a walkout basement because I couldn't move the house far enough over to start building up the terrain and then put the house back on the terrain. There just wasn't enough space. And I didn't want to delete the giant house I had already made. So I had to do the terrain a little weirder, I'll say. But it actually kind of benefited, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. This is actually the longest video I have made thus far. So I hope you'll stick through it. If not, speed along, do whatever you like. But I'm showing you the entire house. That's why this video is so long. The entire house we're going to go through. It has an attic. It has the second floor, the main floor, and a basement, and the back stable area, which is a whole nother level of things. And as well, I'm going to go through the whole floor plan. So after we look through all of the levels except for the basement until later on, I'm going to stop and show you the full floor plans and talk about those. And then I'm going to build a sim and put them into the house so that we can get into the basement because it's easier for viewing purposes to have a sim living in the house and camera angles and everything to get down into the basement to view it. So unfortunately, you're going to have to see me quickly build a sim for this home in this video, which is why it's so long. But maybe you like that. I don't know. And also I built a room specifically just for a chessboard. And there's ribbons on the wall and trophies because I'm pretending they're a chess master. Just because I literally didn't know what to put in this room. I guess I could have put a library. That would have made more sense instead of a chess piece. But honestly, the amount of detail in this house, like the amount of things from build mode that are in here, sometimes when you load the house up, things disappear. Like I went into the master suite and I had put a couch in there, a lounge couch, and the next time I went in the game, it was gone because the game was like, you don't need this. So it just slowly deletes things. It took away one of my cabinets in the kitchen over here, which was strange. I had to put that back. Now I realize the cabinets that are in these little cubby holes, you can't technically access them in real life, but we don't care. It's The Sims, and they don't open the drawers anyways. So they don't need that extra bit of space, that half little square that we all wish The Sims would provide us with, like an extra half a square that we could build on instead of like the full square. You know what I'm saying. If you don't know what I'm saying, just ignore me. It's fine. Also, no idea what's going on with the lighting over here. It's the same lighting that's on the other end of the hall, and I don't have this issue. Lighting. Gosh. I don't use Tool or any mods or any like custom crazy content. I just use what is in the game. So you were just seeing the game. Oh, look, and I forgot to turn the grid off. I'm in build mode filming and I forgot to press G on the keyboard to get rid of the grid in this view. Whatever. You know, life. This video took me forever to make, so we're just gonna view it the way it is. I also want to mention the trim around the doorways here. It looks like they're different colors. They're not. They're all the same color, but you're going to see that quite often in this video that the trims look different colors. That's just the different lighting in different areas. It's dumb, I know. Just pretend they look the same, because really they are the same. It's just I put that fancy lighting in the vanity and it screwed up everything. But it looks pretty. So you may notice that I did turn that grid off. I did realize it while I was filming and I've turned it off now. Hopefully it's off for the rest, who knows. Anyway, that couch in the back is the one that disappeared that I was talking about. However, the pillows that I put on it still remained. So they were just floating in air. And I was like, oh, if you're going to steal my couch, at least take the pillows. Like, come on. Anyway, this gets to my point of I'm going to put this on the gallery. You can see my gallery ID up there in the corner. That's hiding the record symbol that my computer just won't let me get rid of. I do know how to get rid of it. I have gone in and I have said, don't display it multiple times, and it'll work sometimes. And sometimes it's like, no, I'm going to be there. So I just cover it with my ID, whatever. Anyway, my whole point is this build will be on the gallery. If you want to go in and download it. Now, some things might not transfer over, like you might be missing a couch or you might be missing sinks. For some reason, I went into the build and half of the sinks that I put in counters were gone. And I'm like, what? Why did you take the sinks? Like, that's a new one for me. I've never had, like, I think it was like 6 sinks disappear. And I was like, okay. My computer just, I don't know, maybe it's my computer. Who knows? It's just like, hey, guess what? I'm going to steal your stuff. Now, see, here's that other hallway, and it was working fine on this wall for lighting, except for that glare right there. But other than that, it was fine. Now, you may have noticed so far, there are a lot of washer and dryers in this build, and a lot of bathrooms. Any of the doors that I'm going past that we're not going in, 99% of the time, it is a tiny washroom, and I can't get in there with the camera to show it to you. So we're just going to swing right by it. That's why I do the overview of the full floor plan, so you can see where everything is and it all kind of makes sense if you're not quite sure where things are located as we go through the walkthrough here. Currently, we are in the second master bedroom. So this is like his master bedroom, and the other one was the hers master bedroom. That is what is labeled in this actual house. So a lot of the rooms, I did a lot of research, watched a lot of videos of the actual house that I sort of built this based upon. And I found there's no floor plans online of this house. So it's basically what my brain was like, what would be where, based on him showing, like, because you can watch a lot of tour videos of it because they're currently fixing it up and they're going to make it like a spa or something like that. So you can actually go see the video and it sort of shows you some rooms. So I had an idea. I had a pretty good idea. It's not 100% accurate, of course, because like I have a small lot, so I can't make it as large as it probably is. Anyway, I think I've done pretty well. So we'll continue on. Oh, and if you've noticed over here, there is a little ladder going down to another fun section in the build, which we will see later on as I build a sim and get him into the basement so you can see what is down there. But before we do that, we're going to check out the back pool house area, the stables. Right here, this building is a change room. So you have a bathroom in the middle of it because the build had windows around the entire room. So I'm like, well, if there's a bathroom in there, it's got to be dead center in the room, right? The other one straight across over there is identical. I did put the giant stairs in the pool, even though it looks ridiculous. There is a sauna, not sauna. Oh, there is a sauna actually, but there's a hot tub in that little gazebo-y room back there. And then we're going to swing around and we're going to come down to the next level here. And I'm not sure if we're going to take a look down there right now or if we're just going to jump to the second floor. I think I'm actually going to jump to the second floor. Yeah, I'm like, we'll take a look at the stables later. I did show those in the sneak peek video that I did last week because there was no way this house was going to be done in time for last week's video, unfortunately. I try, but you know, sometimes I have to just give you a short little sneak peek video to still present something. The stairs that we just saw there, oh, that's a whole nother thing. I tried to do like a tunnel that a car would technically drive through. And of course you can't do ramps. So I did platforms thinking it sort of looks rampish and you can get to this garage here. Yeah, no, my sim wouldn't walk down it. And I had to figure out why. And there was a few little reasons why, and I did actually fix them. But I'll talk about that later too. We're going to check out upstairs. So the upstairs second level here has 2 guest rooms. Here's one of the guest rooms, and it has an attached ensuite. There's another guest room on the opposite side, and there are 2 kids' rooms, we'll call them, up here as well. And also there are 2 staff member rooms hidden up here also. So if you have a butler and a ranch hand, they could live in the house, or the ranch hand can live in the stable area. There is another guest room, like a full nice guest room in the stable house. So if you don't want your ranch hand living in there, you can put them in the house in one of these other little rooms, which I'll show you in a few minutes. I'm just going to let the music play for a bit unless I see something that I must tell you about. Now we're going to swing out. Yes, hi, I'm back. Now we're going to swing out to the stable area. This pond here, I will have it showing in motion later on. Right now, I'm just in build mode, so nothing's happening, and I can just easily go into all the rooms and show you what's going on. Also, because my computer does not like when it's in live mode and I'm filming, it uses too much of its power, apparently. So on bigger builds, it's really hard for me to be in live mode and film. Anyway, you don't care about that. You just want to see the build. Anyways, this is what I showed in that sneak peek. I don't think I actually changed much in here other than finished some of the stable area. This room was pretty much the first room that I built, I believe. Anyway, yeah. These curved areas, I decided to put stables in because this build actually, like the real building, it does have a full-on stable house off to the side. I can't build that because my lot wasn't big enough. Like I would need a 300 by 300 lot for this house to actually work the way it does in real life. So with that said, here is the pump room for the pool because you'd have one. So here it is. All right, I try and be a little bit realistic. I know it's like a game and you can literally make whatever you want. I want it to be realistic to a degree. So yeah, it is. Anyway, let's continue on. So we're going to head to the basement very shortly. We're not going to take this stairway here, even though in reality it should work. Actually, let's go into the attic. You know, I made an attic. All that's up here is storage shelves and a Christmas tree. It is free for you to put whatever you want up there. We're going to go through the actual floor plan now. So let's take a look at every single room that is in this insane build that took up the entire lot. Now I did do a lot of landscaping, so you'll see the pathways going all the way around the house on either side. There's a nice little pond in the back, and a lot of like trees and plants everywhere. Not too crazy, but enough for the home. And that, yeah, silly little sunken area off to the side that I had to leave that ugly wall up there, but it's fine. So what you'll actually notice when if you download it, if you don't, I'll tell you, that this back area here is technically on a different level. Although it lines up with the main floor, it's technically not the main floor. It's the second floor at the back. So that's how I had to get this to work. Anyway, we'll get into that. Let's just take a look at the 8,000 roof structures that I had to put on this build. They're all different. And also there's this little thing at the top. It's supposed to have another little roof on it, but I couldn't do another floor because of the restraints. So I just made that weird little thing up there. Anyway, we have the attic at the very top here with an open space to below right there, which is why there was a window in the attic inside. So just some storage rooms in there. And then this roof at the back, it was cutting properly when I first built it. And then somewhere along the line, it glitched out and the build was like, nope, the roof is now going into your room. So I just built around it and was like, fine. I'm not going to fight it anymore. But just so you know, it was working, and that's all that matters. Now, the second floor here was interesting to build with this crazy curved balcony area. I had to put some lines in there, the black lines you see going across as bracing for it to actually work. Anyways, there's 2 grand staircases, another walkway back here, and then on either side, it's almost identical. There's the guest room here with the washroom and a balcony as well they can get out to. The other side's completely the same, guest room with identical washroom and balcony. Coming back down this hall over here, there's a stairway there. And then one of the kids' rooms, we're calling it, in here. Very large rooms. Walk-in closet that goes into a ensuite with a toilet in the little room over here. Same thing. They have a door actually that can access each other. So if it's like siblings that like to play, they can go through that door, whatever. Same sort of room set up on the other side. Down the hall over here is where you can access the playroom. So I did put the swings inside and the play stuff. There's a little theater type room set up in the back over here that they could play in as well, just to keep the outside as clean looking as it was. There's a laundry room over here. Down this little hall, there's a powder room right in here. And then if you keep going down the hall, that was one of the butler or ranch hand rooms, and they have a toilet as well. Now off to the other side, the room that's on this side is more for like big kids. So it's another like kid room, except it's like a TV room. They have computers set up in there, some bookshelves. So it's like the older kids and the other one's the younger kids, I guess. So I've set it up for whatever your family is. Coming in here, that's the bowling alley. So I put a full-on bowling alley there with seating and a microphone for comedy hour, whatever you want. Coming down the way, there is a little powder room tucked in this side as well, because you don't want your guests coming out and using like the bedroom bathroom. Like you don't want them coming in here. Like they need access to a washroom. Anyway, there's another ranch hand or butler room on this side with a washroom as well. And they both actually have little balconies up to the front, and there's a main balcony up here you can get out to as well. Now we're going to go down the stairs, either this stairwell or the other one, to the main floor here. Now the main floor here was interesting to build too. This whole main section with all the open to belows areas was crazy. So the main entrance, you come in, there is a dining room, formal dining room, and a breakfast room over on this side. Straight across there, you can get into the kitchen, which you can go outside from, or over into a formal sitting room in here. And then through this little alcove here, there is a powder room and a little bar. And then we're going to go down this hall here where the lighting's all wonky. Oh, I see. I put 2 lights there instead of just the one in the middle. I get it. Whatever. It's fine. You can take that light out if you want. Anyway, there's the her garage with a little room back here for bicycles. There was a little room here for a fire suppression system. And in that area too was a washer and dryer for, fun. And then coming into the master suite for her is a bar area. Come into the huge bedroom back here with a door to go to the outside as well. And then back into the washroom, a little ante room that comes into the massive washroom. There's a toilet room back here. And we're just going to swing over, make it a little bit easier. It's so big that everything's so tiny to show you like the full scale. Anyways, there's her walk-in closet with a washer and dryer as well because she needs her own, and a massive shower with a bench inside. Oh, I forgot to test the bench. I believe they can sit on it. I didn't test that. I'm going to have to test that later. You'll never know because I'm not going to film it. Anyway, the front formal sitting room for when they first come in, the dedicated chess room, which I guess, you can make it a library or do whatever you want. Another staircase here, another little walkway with a bar and a toilet in there, and another formal living room here. There's a lot of formal living rooms, like parlors and things like that. The office is in here. with access to the basement as well as access to the outside and the master suite for his side, which also has a bar and the anteroom here and 3-car garage for your cars that don't work, a little workshop room hidden in here, and a washer and dryer for when you're bringing dirty stuff in you don't want in the house. That's the whole point of that. Coming back down into the master suite in here, which you can also access the exterior. And coming into his washroom, there's an anteroom and a giant washroom as well. Tons of space, double sinks for when he has friends over. The toilet room, which I did actually put laundry baskets in that one. I forgot to put them in her bathroom. Whatever. And a massive closet. It's actually not that massive, with a washer and dryer in there as well. Now, back here is how you can get down to another garage section, but we're not going to go that way. We're going to actually take a look at the back because I forgot to show you that. So let's take a look at the back here. We'll just kind of zoom in to show you that. So we have 3 stalls here and a pool in the middle. This is technically, I'm on the main level, but you can see at the back, it's showing you the lower level of the stable house, which is crazy. That's just how it worked out with this terrain. So this is actually at the same level as the basement, but it shows as level as the main level because of how the terrain is, which I actually think works pretty cool. So I kept it. Anyway, over here was the pump house and the stable storage and another storage room. The other side, there were stairs going up to above, a guest room with a washroom hidden in there, and that room back there I didn't actually go in. It's storage with some recycling bins and stuff. Yeah, we have some horse things set up here. Let's jump up to the next level after my mouse is done showing you all of this landscaping. Come on, little mousey. I had to cut a bunch of it so that now we're up to this level. Anyway, this is technically the second level. So we are in the dressing rooms for the pool house here with the washrooms in the middle. And the stairs going down to the other level there. And we have the hot tub in this little gazebo type room at the back. And the whole trellis system that just wasn't working. There's some little details in it you can still see that aren't quite right. But it is what it is. Like I've done enough with it, so we're done. But you can see here how it shows up on the second level. So that's pretty fun. And then the main level here. And now we're going to go downstairs. We're going to take these stairs or this stair here, and we're going to go down to the basement and take a look at what I've done down here. So now we're in the basement where we came down either this stairwell here or the one on the other side. And we come into this main room here, which actually has the ticket booth room in the middle here and the theater, which is off to the top side here. And it's a massive theater with a projector room. You cannot use the projector. That is there for looks. The bar area at the back here with a wine cellar on this side and a washroom for anyone because the toilets are in stalls. And then this room up behind that is actually just to access the fish tanks that are in the walls. There's a wall in the fish tank in the washroom as well. And one in the hallway out here. So we'll see that when I do the walkthrough. The other side is identical to the one we just saw with a wine cellar, a little sitting area, and a washroom with 2 stalls in it for the many friends that they have over. There is access to the fish tanks in there as well because you do need access to those. Now coming down this hall here, actually no, we're going to go down the other hall over here first. There's storage rooms underneath the stairs if you need that, but you probably won't. Off to this side here is a spa room. So we have the massage area in here. And then back, we'll just zoom in there. Back in here is just all the cabinets for that room, storage of things, powder room for them to use. And then in here is just towel storage because across from that is actually another laundry room. And then in behind that is just a small storage room with a water tank in there. Now we're going to come out and go over this way, which you can get to from the main hall as well. And back in here is actually a huge door that goes into the yoga studio. Now that door is for a safe room. So the yoga studio is a safe room, which is why it has a bedroom in there and full washroom in there as well, with some cabinetry right here. Now this safe room is actually attached to another safe room. So it's like the his and her safe rooms. You can access each of them through a hidden hallway back there, but the main hallways, you can't see them at all. So you can't access it at all from this area. You can only go down in here into the sauna room. So there's a little dressing area in here, bathroom with, we're calling a steam shower, and the sauna in this side over here. And then you can also come out and go down the hall and access the giant gym. So you can't get into that area, like I've said, from over here, but you can get into the gym. So any guests can use that area in here. There's also a little powder room attached to it. And then it goes out to the main, well, not main garage. It goes out to one of the garages, which we were pretending you can access from the underground tunnel, which honestly, reality check, you can't. But I did fix this area up, which I'll show you later, so that your sim actually can walk through it. The way that the platforms were, for some reason, it wasn't letting me. I figured out that reason way too late in the game, but I did fix it. There is a hairdressing little studio right in here. Basically, it just has a chair. I didn't even put mirrors on the wall or anything. I was like, just a chair. And then in here is where, through bulletproof doors, you can access the other safe room. So that's a full-on bedroom in here with TV. There's a little kitchenette in there. There's a little fridge hiding behind a wall over here. And there is a full washroom with shower in this area as well. Now, also within this safe zone area, there is another actual safe for all of his riches and gold and things. We'll see him put stuff in there later on. Over here is just storage area for, I guess, his weapons. I don't know. He has a whole safe room. I don't think he has weapons. He's hiding, so it's fine. In there is probably his fancy coats. And then down this hallway, there is a washroom down here as well. And I forgot to point with the mouse to the other washroom, so I just did it there. And there's the ladder that goes up into his office, so he can access this space securely if he needs to. So just quickly showing you this platform area here. In my mind it worked, but in reality it didn't. So we're going to build a sim and fix that. Now we are done with our homeowner here, and he is looking dapper, and his back hurts. Yeah, me too, bud. And we're going to give him a name. What should I name him? What is your name? Huey. Huey. That's right, Huey. Von Winden. I don't remember what the last name was. So I'm just going to spell something out, and hopefully it's close enough. Now, Huey needs a descendant, and we're going to give him a daughter. Yep, a daughter. You will do perfectly fine. Now, what are we going to name you? You look like a Louise. And because I said it like that, you're going to get Louise with 2 S's, because that works fine. And Von blah blah, because we are at that point in the game where I can't remember what the name is, so Von blah blah. Fun fact, Louise was his wife. We're going to give Huey and his wife Louise a child. And as I'm going through it, I was like, why won't they have a child? And because she's a young adult, so I have to make her an adult, make her older, so that she can have a child with the elderly man. And this is who we get. They're going to have a son. And he's wearing some pretty funky socks. We're going to fix that. And of course I can't think of a name, so I put je ne sais pas, but I spelled it wrong, so I at least fixed it. And then just to fill up the house, I was like, let's add another child. Let's play with genetics. And it popped up that I was like, oh, I'm building je ne sais pas, a child that he has with a mysterious woman. Yes, please. That sounds fun. And this little girl is adorable, so we're just going to keep her. And we're going to give her a name. And it's going to be, what are we naming you? Catty. Yep, your name is Catty, like a cat. And just like that, we have the von Wildenburg family, or the von Blablas, whichever you prefer to call them. And just like that, we are going to move them into the von Wildenburg estate on their very own island. So we're going to actually purchase that cheap one to motherload them up so that they can buy this house. See, there's a for sale sign right there. So now they've bought it, and our buddy here is going to show us the basement. Look, he's going to go down here because guess what? I fixed it. Here he goes. And due to the magic of the screen, boop, you're going to see I fixed those stairs too. And I just made it a staircase. So yeah, now he can just go up the staircase and not drive his cars because they don't drive anyways. And he can go into the basement. And now we can zoom in there and check it out. So actually I noticed that this level here wasn't in line with the basement. So I just did a platform and shrunk it down. And all I needed to do was do that. And he probably would have walked through the entire platform design I made. But I didn't realize that until I deleted all the platforms. Because you know, that's how it goes. But now let's take a look at the whole basement level here. And you can see all the coolness that is within it. Because I think it's pretty cool. Like it has a theater and a bunch of safe rooms and a gym and a sauna, and a spa. Like everything you need. This guy doesn't have to leave his house if he doesn't want to. But let's check out the safe room. We're not going to go down that tiny hall. We're going to go this way and go into the gym and look through this whole side. And we're also not going to go into that spa bathroom in there because I couldn't get the camera angle properly. So we're just going to come down the hall and look at the fish tank that's built into the wall. That's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. And after we're done staring at the fish for a while, we're going to come check out the ticket booth, which for some reason clips really weird at the ceiling. I'm sorry, I had to point it out. It's annoying. And now we're coming up to fish tank 2 of the basement in the washroom. Pretty fancy. And in a few moments, we're going to go over and look at fish tank number 3. Here we go, because that's what this tour is about in the basement, looking at all the fish tanks. There's one. And one also, I think I'm going to go into this room here. It's identical on the other side. You don't really see much, which is why I didn't go into the other one. Anyway, let's go over this way into the door that gets into the ticket booth. that's also a concession stand, and you can make popcorn in here. There's a popcorn machine. And now we're going to go into the theater, which is pretty cool, and our guy was in there. So we're like, okay, show us some stuff. Now, I said this in a previous video a while back, you can't see the giant movie screen when you're in the laptop mode in your settings. So if you turn that off, I think it was laptop mode, then it shows properly. But who cares? We have bubble machines. So it's an interactive theater. That's pretty awesome. I should have put more at the back, but you can do that if you want. Download it and put more bubble machines in your interactive theater. I also put a projector room in the back, so it's authentic. You cannot use the projector because I stuck it really close to a staircase that's in there, but it's for looks anyways. Who cares? Here's fish tank number 4. Now, you may be thinking some of the walls are sparse and there's not much decor things going on in certain areas. That's due to the size of the build. It is massive, things disappear, so less is more. If you want to download it and add more things yourself, feel free. You can do that. Hopefully they stay in your game and the game doesn't disappear them every time you turn it on. Oh, hello there, je ne sais pas. Sorry to interrupt your bathroom time. We are going to move actually down that back hall now and show you the secret way between the 2 safe rooms. And then I'm going to have je ne sais pas lock the safe rooms so you can see how fun it is. Okay, now I've asked je ne sais pas to come in here and lock this main safe room, and then I told him to go put some money in the safe, so we'll see if he does everything I've asked. Here he goes. So apparently it just works on a remote. So anyone who finds your remote control can open your safe room. Just saying. And there he's put an insane amount of money and jewels as well into his safe. He just threw it all on the floor. That's nice. Now it seems that he's regretting his decision as he's refusing to leave the area. Nope, he's good. Okay. Carry on. Oh goodness, this fireplace section. So the fireplace that looks through the build here, of course I knew it wasn't going to work because I had built it up on a little platform and did some details. Actually, that same stone piece that's up here, well, wood piece, I actually had little ones along the bottom to trim it out. I knew deep down it wasn't going to work, but it looked good. So to make it work, I had to basically take that level down, like take that platform, level it down to the grade level, and put a basic fireplace in here. Now, as long as this fireplace is out just enough into the outdoor world, it will work because, of course, you can't use it inside. So as you can see here, I'll just show you the lines. I'll go into build mode here and I'll show you, I'll move it and we will see what I'm talking about. So the green lines that show up, see the ones in the middle here, as long as they are slightly outside, the fireplace will still work within this structure here. So we can't put it over too much. It was like pulling on me. Did you see that? It was like pulling for some reason. I'm like, it doesn't want to go. So I've moved it just slightly outside that exterior wall line, and then he will be able to light it. So that way you can, like, it's sort of in there, sort of not, but it works. And you can still see it through the glass. So we're going to take a look at that and show you that it still visibly looks good. I mean, it's not exactly what I wanted. I don't have any other fireplace that is like double glass, so this is how we got around that. So as you can see, je ne sais pas can light it, and you can see it from inside, which is fantastic. Yeah, that's how we had to get it to work. Look how happy he is that it works. Me too, bud. Me too. He may want to check on his dad, though. He's just floating in the pool there. Are you alive? Are you good? I don't know. His mom doesn't seem to care, so I'm sure he's fine. She's just hanging out in the hot tub. Well, this pretty much concludes the video, the longest video I have ever made. Not sure I want to keep making them this long. This takes forever. Anyway, there's the fancy pond that I built with some fountain work going on. Let's zoom into that and just stare at the little tadpoles that I put in there. You can sort of see them swimming around. A lot of dragonflies. That's fun.